That was brutal, absolutely brutal. If it wasn't going up, it was going down. No flats. Sciatica killing me all the way around. Hi, my name's Steve Nixon and this is my channel, Old Man Does Try. We're just going to have a quick overview of 2024 as it's the end of the year, and the main goals for 2024 were the Boston Marathon in April, my Ironman distance event Challenge Roth in July, and then early in 2024 I managed to get a place for Berlin Marathon, so that was the end of September. So in January was just building up for Boston, lots of long distance hill work. So it was 4/5 runs per week, 3 bikes and 3 swims. No events in January. February I achieved a park run PB, which is 19 minutes and 59 seconds. I also did a 20 miler at Oulton Park Racetrack. Part of that was at marathon pace and mixed with zone 2. And in March I did the Winslow half marathon in 1:42, but it was a 20-mile run that day I had to do, so I did 7 miles, then got to the start line and then did the 1:42. So I was quite pleased with that. So that was it for the first 3 months of the year. So the 15th of April 2024, Boston Marathon. Yeah, it didn't quite go as the build-up didn't go as well as I hoped. I had to stop running for 2 weeks before because of the continuous heel problem, and I developed a shin problem as well, so every time I pressed my left foot down it was agony, and it got so demoralising training I just had to stop. So that was 2 weeks before I didn't. So the first run I did was a shakeout run on the day before the marathon. Yeah, it's just a pretty special thing because it's you have to qualify to get to it, and it's the one of the 6 stars that most people can't do because you can't buy your way into it. So you get bussed out to the start at Huntington on the old American school buses, the yellow buses. The weather was absolutely amazing. It was in 23-24 degrees. People were struggling, some people were struggling with the heat. The crowds were amazing because it was just bussed out and then run basically a straight line all the way back to Boston. The crowds were just amazing, going through all these proper American towns, because I'm only used to seeing cities, American cities, so this was really good to see the towns and all the people out there. It was very hilly, very undulating. It was only basically up or you went down. There wasn't much flat at all. So yeah, it was a pretty amazing event, and if you ever get a chance to go, it was really good. So yeah, I did 3 hours 35, which, considering the problems I'd gone through and all that, and the pain while I was doing it, then yeah, I had to be pleased with that. So then that was it for April. I've done it. That was brutal, absolutely brutal. If it wasn't going up, it was going down. No flats. Sciatica killing me all the way around. But if it doesn't hurt, it wouldn't be a challenge. So after the Boston Marathon I took a week off of training, and then I was full into the Ironman training for Challenge Roth in July. So I was back down to 3 runs a week, 3 bikes and 3 swims. May I did the Nottingham Outlaw Half after 3 unsuccessful attempts, one at there previously when I was timed out on the swim, and 2 other unsuccessful attempts at completing a half distance when I crashed on the bike and the other swim I was pulled out as well. Yeah, so it was good to actually finally complete a half distance. Though the bike was poor and the run was poor, but so yeah, I was really pleased that I'd finished it because it gave me a boost for Challenge Roth. I did Olympic distance at Alderford Lake in Shropshire in June, and that didn't really go too well neither. So that was it leading up to Challenge Roth on the 7th of July. Well, it's Sunday the 7th of July 2024. I'm at Challenge Roth, the professionals have started now, and I just got to hang around for my start. This is what it's been building up to for the last 5 years, with my swimming holding me back. But I've got my strategy. I'm nervous, it's a long way, but I've just got to keep going. It's amazing, this place. The support on the riverbank and everything, it's just crazy. But hopefully these numbers will disappear because I'm in the last group, last 200 to start the swim. Ironman distance at Challenge Roth. It didn't go to plan. If you want to listen to it, all my whinging and moaning, then please watch the video. But yeah, the swim, just mental games, trying to stay in the water and not get out. Bike was going well till 13 miles when my bottom bracket, the bolt that goes into it, holding the chainring and the crank arm, snapped. To basically run walk for about 4k to the mechanic, and he couldn't do anything about it, and then he took his mountain bike out of the van and took a bolt off, and that was me on my way again, fixed me. But the run walking just destroyed my bottom of my back, which I got issues with anyway. And then I was just fighting a cut-off time because I was bang on it for the swim. Because of the mechanical and all that, I was then struggling, and I got in with 5 minutes to spare on that cut-off time, and I could hardly walk, never mind run the marathon, because my back, it was in so much pain. But I finished it. Very disappointed that again I didn't show my true potential, but I finished it, and the stadium, running into the stadium with the fireworks going off and the dance music going on, and there's thousands of people in there, it was absolutely amazing finish. So it wasn't quite the whole experience I wanted, but it was, I'll never forget the finish. So yeah, disappointed, but I've been there, done it. So after Challenge Roth, we spent a couple of weeks in Bavaria and Austria just touring around. I took a week off running before I started the truncated Berlin Marathon training. So there was a lot shorter time for that. I've not swam since the Challenge Roth. I think I have nightmares about swimming after that. Yeah, so in August it was just carry on marathon training. Early September we went to Newcastle for the Great North Run. There were about 60,000 people, and it rained. It was torrential rain the whole way to the coast, but I did 1:38, so I thought things were looking promising for Berlin. So yeah, that was it, and then the next thing was the Berlin Marathon at the end of September. Sunday the 29th, Berlin Marathon day. Already now, just heading to the subway, and it's only about 4k to the start, and it looks like it takes about an hour to get there. It's not the most efficient. Normally I'd probably walk, but since I've got to run 26.2 miles, yeah, I better catch the subway. So the third big event of the year was the Berlin Marathon. 2 o'clock on the Friday before, so basically 48 hours before the race, I was in theatre having some steroid injections into my facet joints because of my lower back problems. Probably not the best preparation. but I had to have it done, so that was it. I flew out on the Saturday, raced on the Sunday, and I didn't feel great from the beginning, but my times were still okay. I was still sub 8-minute miling, and but I knew it was an effort. I don't know what was wrong, but it was an effort. And then after about 10 miles, my times just sort of nosedived, and yeah, again, you can watch the race review, but it was awful. And finishing my slowest ever marathon of 3 hours and 54 minutes. Two years ago, I did the Yorkshire Marathon, my first one in 25 years. I hadn't trained for it, and I did the run walk, 9 minutes run, 1 minute walk, and I did that in 3 hours 48. So it shows you there's obviously something wrong in Berlin. Too much. I'd done Chicago, I'd done Boston, I'd done an Ironman, and then that was another one, all within under a year. So yeah, my body obviously couldn't take it, but it was the fourth one ticked off. After the poor performance in Berlin, I was really disappointed, but I jumped straight on a plane from Berlin to Mallorca, so I had a week by the pool in Mallorca while my wife and her friends were out cycling. So in total I took 4 weeks off from running. I did a couple of bike rides in that period, but I've stopped the cycling for a while now, just concentrating on the marathon training for Tokyo and London. So this time I'm using the Runner app instead of the power training I was using, the Stride Pod. So yeah, so that's happened in October, November and December. So as of now, I am a marathon runner and not a triathlete. I officially retired after Challenge Roth. It was just mentally and physically, it's just I wasn't getting the rewards that the time and effort I was putting in. The swim was always a mental battle, and it was just horrendous, and it's just been such a relief not having to do swimming and all that again now. So I'm pleased about my decision, but I feel that I'm very disappointed with what happened in Challenge Roth, my time, because I'm much better than that, much better. If you look at what bike times I can do for that and what running times I can do for that, and yes, I had the mechanical, but it was just, I don't know, I just feel like in some ways I got unfinished business, and if my swim was, didn't have to have a mental battle for basically 4Ks, then I would do another one, but I just can't go through that swim or the training or trying to be able to do that swimming again. So yeah, that's the end of a disappointing. I achieved my goal, I finished, but I've never done myself justice at a triathlon. So yeah, on that note, I wish you all a happy new year, and 2025 hopefully will see me complete Tokyo on the 2nd of March and April the 27th, London Marathon, and get my 6th star. And then my plans for 2026 will start to come into play then. So yeah, have a great new year, and that's my review of 2024. Catch you later.